Speaker, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. In the interest of time, I stand on all the protocols that you have just observed, but also I'd like to register my delegation's appreciation to the government of Morocco for receiving us in a very good manner. That said, the questions that we are given to us to consider are 4. And because we only have 5 minutes, I will only address 2 and maybe look at the rest during the question and answer session when we will have a discussion with you as all participants. The first one was, why is dialogue within religion so important in the current global climate? It's because we all know about 84% of the global population believes in something or believes in supernatural beings. That being the case, because of the evolution, we have seen developments in so many areas, and this has caused in some of those religions to have different interpretations, even within a particular religion, which is what we are addressing here. Within a particular religion, why should there be conflicts? Because they all believe the same thing. But the thing is, with all the developments that have been taking place, people are more inquisitive, so they read these books. And then sometimes they come up with different interpretations, which they would wish the people in that same religion to understand them. And that's what the moderator was just mentioning here, that there are times when we have, as the world experienced extremism, because there are people who interpret the same verses that we know, the same beliefs that we have and we share, but because they interpret differently. So at some point, some people would want their new interpretation to be included in this normal way that we are used to, like accepting new norms. But maybe some who will be considered as traditionalists, or they want to stand on the older definitions of religion, they would want those preserved. But the new generation might want certain things to be included. So that is definitely one of the reasons why we need intra-faith dialogue, because in the same faith, you will find people coming up with interpretations that are not necessarily acceptable to everybody. Some would accept the changes and some may not be able to accept the changes. Now, the second question that I'm going to address is, what good practices exist around interfaith dialogue to promote peace and inclusion? And here I'll be sharing the experience of Tanzania, where I come from. I would like to use this opportunity to recognize the effort that is being taken by Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, who is our President of our United Republic of Tanzania. She has been working so hard to ensure that the country is secure, but also is peaceful. How are we doing that? We have interfaith committees at the national level, regional level, or in other places you might call them provincial levels and district levels. But these are meaning different religions have a forum where they can meet and discuss. And that avoids conflict, which would arise from different reasons. One of them is being when people are, they would want to kind of propagate their own religion against the other. So when they meet in these committees, they are able to discuss their differences. Now, talking about intra-faith, it's the same forums that we use, because when you have different views in the same religion, and these people are able to sit and they listen to each other. So we have, because here it's acting about good practices. I think Tanzania offers a good example where you have these forums where people who have diverging views within the same religion, they can actually meet, discuss their differences. So I must say, the differences are there, but they're not as pronounced as they are elsewhere. Much as these religions we all share, there are differences within the Christians. Some would define the values this way and the other way. And you also have some intra-religious conflicts or differences within the Muslim community, because some would want to be more moderate and others will be considered like, they are more extreme with the beliefs. So when it comes to asking this question, the answer would be, I think Tanzania offers some of the good examples that can be learned from, to bring together these people who have different views and they can sit. And that's the whole point why we are meeting here in Morocco, to discuss that's why we are meeting here, to have this conference about interfaith, at the same time looking at intrafaith conflicts. And I'll end my intervention by bringing you just one quotation from one Sheikh Muhi ad-Din Abdullah Muhammad ibn Ali ibn Arabi, a Muslim scholar and philosopher who lived in the 12th century. He says, "Do not praise your own faith exclusively so that you disbelieve all the rest. If you do this, you will miss much good. Nay, you will miss the whole truth of the matter. God, the omniscient and the omnipresent, cannot be confined to any one creed. For he says in the Quran, wheresoever you turn, there is the face of Allah. Everybody praises what he knows. His God is his own creature, and in praising it, he praises himself, which he would not do if he were just, for his dislike is based on ignorance." Thank you so much, Mr.
What a wonderful quote by Imam Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, rahimahullah. Of course,